All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here on the road, traveling again. So many charity projects coming up, but I got to do this weekend video lesson. Too much is going on. I'm getting too many questions, so this video will answer a lot of questions. First off, remember the market is closed May 30th for Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Let's take a minute to remember, those who died and sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Never forget that. I mean, really, every day should be Memorial Day. We're riding on the backs of so many brave people all over the world. And it's crazy to think about how much freedom we have now, only because of the sacrifice. It didn't just come easily. We didn't just, have this freedom. If you go back decades or centuries, freedom was not a thing. So always think about that. I should link. We have this Memorial Day sale on Profitly. I'll post a link just below. Tons of discounts. Anything we can do to encourage education. As you see, the NASDAQ has really been dropping quite steadily over the past few months, but now we have a little bounce. And it's a pretty, solid bounce, like nearly 10% now in just a few days. I think it's 6% off the lows on the S&P. Don't quote me exactly, but I'm not so interested in the exact numbers as more of the trend. The trend lately has been to protect, protect, protect. Very proud to be green on the year. Very proud to be green on the month and on the week. I know some traders who are down 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. A lot of crypto people hodling. You don't have to hodl. That's the dumbest thing. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're staying safe. Let me know if you're following rule number 1, which is cutting losses quickly. You don't have to go down with the ship. If the S&P bounces, if the NASDAQ bounces, if God forbid crypto bounces, guess what? You can buy back in. This is the beauty of trading. Penny stock promoters always try to get people to stay in the penny stock so that the penny stock pump that they're promoting doesn't collapse. Crypto promoters, very similar. They're trying to get everyone to hold. This changing the world is revolutionary. No, it's not. It might be changing the world of crime. As far as I can tell, the only thing that crypto has done so far is unite all of the world's criminals under one currency, which, in a divided world is something. Not that that's a good thing. By the way, I'm never going to DM you. I have so many imposters. So do my students, my top students. They say, oh, send money to this random crypto address or, let me manage your money. It's all crap and it's all crypto scams. Crypto people, I'm sorry, your technology does have potential, but you should police your industry better. Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on egotistical, narcissistic naming rights on stadiums, perhaps you should have invested in a crypto police. And then maybe your industry could actually take off like it should. But you went the ego route and now everyone's getting scammed and getting annihilated. I hope it bounces. It doesn't do me any good when penny stocks are depressed or the markets are depressed or crypto is depressed. I just got to call it out. I got to be real with you. Like I said, link below if you want the Profitly discounts. I think that's cool for Memorial Day. Also, this coming Thursday, I'll post a link just below this video. This Thursday, doing a presentation with Mark Crook, one of my millionaire students who's now at like $4 million in trading profits, mind-blowing. And he actually has this very cool new strategy called shadow trades, totally free presentation, so you can love it, you can hate it, whatever. Just tune in and learn and start to understand that not everyone is getting crushed. Aside from the people who are hodling, and I hope that this stuff does come back so they can at least not get, really depressed like they are. I'm getting some sad messages. Some of us who are meticulous traders and we profit from inefficiencies in the market, this is what Mark Crook is going to be explaining Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. Also got to thank all the people who just attended this in-person coaching. It's been a while, a little over 2 years. We're finally getting back to more in-person coachings. We did this one in Austin, Roland and I. Roland is closing in on 2 million in profits. He must update his Profitly. Leave a comment below, actually. Tell Roland to update his Profitly. Say, Roland, update your Profitly. Because on Profitly, he's up like 1.1 million, which is still awesome considering he started with $4,000. But he's really at 1.8 and he just hasn't updated it. He's got all these kids running around. He's a big family guy. But, Roland actually just celebrated his 5-year anniversary in the challenge this month. So 5 years, 4,000 into 1.8 million. Don't think that's going to happen to you. He studied so much. He wanted it so bad. And he was also there in a hot market. So get inspired, but don't think that that is going to happen to you, at least not overnight. But thank you everyone who joined. I think we had like 30 people. It was pretty packed. We're doing another in-person coaching in like a little less than a month in Vegas. If you want to come to Vegas, hit up timothysykes.com/contact. I'll post a link below. I'll post a ton of links below so that you can understand the different ways to learn. But I think you should learn from Mark Crook's strategy. I think you should take advantage of the Profitly sale. And I think if you can, come to Roland and my boot camp. I think it's, June. I want to say it's June 23rd and 24th. I don't know. I'll post a link to the details underneath. That's going to be in Vegas. Then we're doing another one later in Miami this year. And we're still planning the upcoming big conference, for all my students in the NFT club. Stay tuned for that. NFTs, by the way, are still skyrocketing if you are meticulous. Again, I don't believe in holding and hoping on these NFTs. I know this is like what the NFT promoters say, like, oh, believe in the artwork, believe in the community. Shut up, you lying bastard promoters. They always say this because they just want you to hold. Instead, I want to partake on the volatility of crypto, of penny stocks, of normal stocks, of NFTs. I think that there is a lot of opportunity if you're willing to buy and sell and just trade and go against all what these promoters are saying. Understand they have an agenda. They want everyone to stay because guess what? That's how the price stays up. When you have like this house of cards that these people all do have, frankly, NFTs, crypto, stocks, everything is still at ridiculous high levels, even with this little dip off the highs. You don't want the house of cards to fall apart. So I understand where the promoters are coming from. I'm sorry, I'm not going to play your game. I'm going to teach what's real. So anyways, this is my kind of cynicism that has worked well for me in trading and now with my students. And if you follow me on Twitter, you can see some cool pictures and photos. I was signing some laptops for good luck. I'll sign your laptop for good luck. I guess I'm known as like the guy who carries his laptop everywhere. That's what I do. I'm always prepared. So thank you everybody for joining in. We had some great times. For me, this month, $6,000, not too bad. Nothing great, but I actually had my best day Friday, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. I'm sorry that there's a lot of stuff going on. I have to get all of this out. By the way, before I get into trades, just want to mention one thing. We were on the BBC News on Friday. Several months ago, we donated $140,000. I say we, but it's basically me. Karmagawa used to be the Tim Sykes Foundation, but Karmagawa is a community, but I donate the money. I donate my trading profits to charity. I donate my DVD profits to charity. I donate extra cash to charity because I haven't had enough DVD sales or trading profits lately, so I'm just donating. It's my pleasure. My accountant is not happy, but so what? Donated $140,000 to building this 3D printed school in Madagascar. Interestingly, BBC News did an article, didn't mention me, didn't mention Karmagawa. We didn't, donate the whole amount. Just want to be clear. This is why I got to do this video. I'm getting a lot of questions like, why wasn't I in it? So Karmagawa officially donated $140,000 of the $300,000. So you might say, oh, Tim, you didn't even donate 50% of the cost. Why would you be mentioned? It was actually $140,000 of the $175,000 cost. The $300,000 figure that the BBC used, and that is used for this school. That's in-kind donations. Like architects donated their time, so they didn't donate money. So we were basically 80% of the actual money fundraising. So call me selfish. I just want to be mentioned, not because I'm egotistical or narcissistic like these crypto promoters, but because with Karmagawa, guess what? We post about it, we share it, it gets other people donating. For example, Karmagawa, we have 45 schools now in Bali, but because we visit Bali quite a bit and was just there a few weeks ago, I got videos to upload. Guess what? Bali Children's Project now has built 95 schools, 50 schools from other people. They had never built any schools before us. And those 50 people, and some companies are donating schools too, they saw our photos and videos. So for me, using Karmagawa, using this platform to get the word out there to build more schools. That's the point. So that when I donate or Karmagawa donates, the money can spread, the awareness can spread, and other donors can get, involved. So, we posted this BBC video on Karmagawa. We're not mentioned. It's actually kind of interesting. And those of you who attended my boot camp know what happened. I'm not trying to talk negative about any charity, but it is unfortunate. And you can't control some things in life, especially when they're negative, especially when you're really excited. Like, this has been a passion project for several months. And then to be completely weeded out by the press, it stings a little. And I got to be real about it. And it happened right during the boot camp. And I was just like, I was raging. But if you read the post, I'll link this post below. If you read the post, I stayed positive. I took the high road. The most important thing is this community now has a new 3D printed school. Some of you are asking, why is this school so expensive, with whether it costs $175,000 in actual dollars or $300,000 with in-kind donations. It's only the second school in the world built this way with a 3D printer. And there were endless problems with it because it's a new technology, so it's more expensive. But the price will come down, and in the future, these 3D printed schools will be cheaper. It's faster to build. I mean, after the printer got set up, it was only like a few hours of printing the whole school. It's actually pretty amazing. And it's more environmentally friendly. So new technology costs more, no different. And I make the analogy where some people say, oh, Tim, like, why does it cost money to join your challenge? Why does it cost money to learn? Why don't you just teach for free? If I did teach for free, I'd have so many random people who just want hot alerts. This is the problem with a lot of these free groups that are run by penny stock promoters. My business is teaching, okay? I donate all my trading profits to charity. I make money from teaching. That way, our interests are aligned. You're basically paying me to learn, and it's in my own best interest to teach you as much as possible so that you become the best student as possible. And that's why I now have 25 millionaire students. Also, fun fact, once upon a time, we gave away Trader Checklist for free, which I think is one of my best DVDs. Very few people watch it because it was free. We started charging for it again. People are watching it and loving it. It's crazy how teaching works. So for me, I'm proud to build a business around teaching. I still think everything I sell teaching-wise is a ridiculous value compared to the upside. As you can tell, I'm blunt with what I do. And I think with 3D printing, similarly, the price will, be worth it in the end. This one community now has a school, and we have many more communities planned with 3D printed schools. So stay tuned on that. Now let's get to trading. I know people just want to learn about trading only. They're like, just get to the point. But I need you to understand everything so that you can actually trust me. The number one problem I have is not people learning these patterns or rules or strategies. It's not that hard. It's trusting me. It's being like, no, I don't want to do this. No, I don't believe you. And then the promoters muddy the waters with their BS. So for me, I need you to understand, I'm just going to be as blunt as possible with you because that makes me a successful trader. That makes me a successful teacher. And this is why I love my job. I can be blunt about these things where most people can't. They're beholden to others. Like these crypto promoters, they'll talk on and on about how amazing crypto is as a technology. And yet when it drops and individual cryptos drop 80, 90%, they say, just hold. That's wrong. That's stupid. You don't have to risk losing 60, 70, 80, 90% on your money ever. Okay? Learn to sell into strength. Learn to cut losses quickly. Let me just bring up MSTR. Let's get into stocks for a second. MSTR, okay? This guy, Michael Saylor, had a boring ass software company that really wasn't doing much. It still makes money. He's a genius. But he put a lot of his funds into crypto. And the stock of MSTR spiked 10 times, basically, from, basically 120 up to 1,200. But he never sold any Bitcoin. He's like this Bitcoin, diamond hands, laser eyes BSer. And look at it. It's down 80% off of its highs. It's just dumb. I don't care if you think crypto is big long-term. When you have this kind of run-up, this kind of parabolic run-up in your stock, this kind of parabolic run-up in crypto, learn to take profits into strength. And guess what? If you're right, if this stuff is going to come back, you can buy everything back at a 70, 80, 90% discount. That's the beauty of selling into strength and being willing to dip buy. That's the beauty of trading. It pisses me off how much money is wasted with these promoters. Again, they don't want to crash their house of cards. All the newbies only bought crypto because they're like, oh, everyone's holding, so it's safe. This happens. The same chart happens with penny stocks galore. Remember the LTNC army? Oh, what happened to the LTNC army? Remember the HMBL army? What happened to them? Oh, remember the ENZC army? It's the same pattern every time. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This is so stupid to me that people don't see it. But again, it's lack of studying. It's lack of trusting me. Penny stocks are a scam. Tim Sykes is a scam. I've heard it all before. I'm just going to keep teaching and keep showing you what reality actually looks like. You can talk crap. You can be negative. You can be lazy. That's up to you. You won't be my next millionaire student. I got into an email battle with this person today, and they're like, no, I don't want to study. And I'm like, okay, you're out. I don't want to waste my time on you. Life is precious. Time is precious. For me, if you don't recognize that education is your best chance at changing your life, I don't want anything to do with you because you're just going to waste time with silly assumptions and misconceptions and lies because you're too lazy to study. So for me, it's all about finding dedicated students. And then, guess what? I'm wrong sometimes too, but I'm not wrong about these kind of big ideas. I might be wrong about an individual stock or a day or an hour or a trade, but it's the same pattern. History repeats. Leave that comment below. Let me know if you're still watching this 16 minutes in. Let's see how many people even watch it. Some people are like, they half-assed watching it. Let's see. Let's do a test. I'll guess that I'll have less than 100 comments from people who made it this far and are willing to pay attention and say in the comments, history repeats. Let's see who's paying attention still. Crazy the things I got to deal with. Let's go into my trades. Oh, I'm also in IMPP over the weekend. I have a weekend newsletter. IMPP, former supernovas should be watched. Okay, this one spiked once. Spiked a little weird here the second time, and then went supernova a third time. Here it is in the 50 cent area, having a strong first green day. And those of you in my Austin boot camp in person saw me do this trade live. When it broke, this kind of triple top. There was like a little bit of a triple top here at 50-ish, and it broke out right here. This was my entry. I didn't try to get it at 48 or 49. I don't care about a penny or two. I want to make sure that if I'm buying a stock, that it can keep going. And it was spiking on huge volume even after hours and made a new high here in the 56 area. So I'm already up 10%. But this is a strong first green day on a former supernova. I'm not a big fan of energy stocks. Just had some bad news the other day, but it had a first green day here. And even though the second day here was a red day, it did spike 10% a little higher. Obviously, this was a big first green day, which led to a former supernova. But this is probably the best scenario, this one and this one. And the only difference is this first green day turned out to be nothing. The difference is now that the market is bouncing, okay? The past few weeks, the past few months, the market was not bouncing. So you have low odds holding any stock overnight, since 3 out of 4 stocks follow the market in a downtrending market. So I'm incredibly pumped that the NASDAQ is bouncing and the S&P is bouncing. And some people might say it's just a bear market rally. Fine. So what? Okay. I can take a weekend trade confident that we probably won't have a morning panic on Monday, which, obviously I can be wrong in any trade. So I take small positions. I only have like $5,000 worth of IMPP. But this is another reason why I donate all of my trading profits to charity. I'm more interested in showing you the process. What am I going to make? Best case, I might make 500 or 1,000 on IMPP. Sending out the emails and the text messages costs me more than the profits I'll make on this. Again, my business is teaching the process. And the cool thing is several students saw this trade and they're self-sufficient, so they did it on their own. And some people, guess what? You don't have to hold over the weekend. If you're in my weekend newsletter, sometimes I sell on Friday. With this one, I wanted to give it more time. So that's my unrealized trade on IMPP. But let me just talk about SYSX for a second, because I see so many promoters on SYSX and I see so many people loading up. Even Jack Kellogg, one of my newest top students who's closing in on 10 million, he was loading up. He was on Thursday, really excited that it broke this kind of multi-day resistance here at 8-ish. And it looked like it was going to, do another leg up. For me, all I notice every single morning, it has a morning panic. Every single morning. So when this stock has a morning panic, and I got a little more morning panic here, I got a little profit, and then I got a little profit into this delayed panic. I wish I had a bigger position, but I made basically like 1,200 in realized gains on SYS on Friday. And some people will say, oh, Tim, that's so little. But for me, again, because I recognize that history repeats, and if you're still paying attention to me 20 minutes in, leave a comment below, say history repeats. Every single morning, SYSX offers a morning panic. And some people ask me why. Because this is the latest promo stock, okay? There haven't been that many promos on OTCs, but if you search around and you use stocks to trade breaking news and you know how to spot promos, this is promoted. So when a stock gets promoted, that means that insiders or third parties, someone is paying for the promotion. They're either giving somebody shares, they're either giving them money. I don't care about the specifics. I care about the fact that someone is purposely trying to get the stock price up. Why? So that that person paying can dump the shares, okay? I'm not getting into the legality of promotion. I don't care. I don't care whether they show it on the disclaimer like they should, or, a lot of these promos are happening on Twitter and WhatsApp and in Discord chat rooms, and there's no disclaimer. It's all gray area. What I care about is that the promotion makes it predictable. So when you have a multi-day, multi-week runner like this that is being heavily promoted, that means it's probably going to panic almost every morning. Why? Because people who are getting the shares, either they're restricted shares and then they become unrestricted, or they just get, unrestricted shares that they can sell a little gradually every day. They dump them right near the market open, right when they can. And that creates 5, 10, 15, 20% panics, depending on how many shares are being dumped. And aside from just the shares being dumped, guess what? You know that the promoters are going to try to put the stock back, because it doesn't serve the promoters' purpose for the stock to keep crashing. Because then you get an SEC investigation, the promoters are found out. There's already a promoter named Gallagher who pumped pretty much every single one of the top plays of 2021, and he's probably naming names of other promoters. So if you wonder why promoters have been a little quiet lately, they're probably, just sitting on the edge of their seat, hoping that Gallagher doesn't flip on them. My guess is Gallagher will. Promoters are not honorable people. There's not like, oh, don't be a snitch. Like, they're all snitches. They're all bastards. They're all scumbags. I'm a positive person, but you got to call it out. You can't stay ignorant to how penny stocks work. So if you wonder why am I dip buying SYSX almost every day, and I missed it on Thursday, it's because of this promotion scheme that's going on. I see the panics. I dip buy the panics, and then the stocks usually bounce. Interestingly, SYSX actually finished at its lows. So we might get a giant panic on Tuesday. And interestingly, as I mentioned in my boot camp to people who were there in person, I can explain more if you're in person. That's why I think you should come to Vegas. But I explained how promoters are now attacking me, saying that the stock is dropping because Sykes is shorting it. I've never shorted SYSX. I've never shorted a 5 or 10 cent stock. The only stock I've shorted in the last 2+ years is Robinhood, because I have so many issues with Robinhood. So promoters lie. Why would a promoter lie? 1, to prevent their house of cards from falling. 2, when the house of cards does collapse, as is inevitable, they don't want to take the fall. They're going to blame Sykes for shorting it. It happens again and again. There's blog posts. I'll even link a blog post on like how to know when the promotion top is in, when they start trying to attack me for short selling, because they know that there's more pain on the way. So they're trying to implant the idea that I'm shorting it. They forget that I show all my trades. They forget that I do videos like this. They forget that I expose their sorry asses. This is why I teach. I see so much misinformation and lies. Newbies don't know. Newbies believe the promoters. I get all these messages from people being like, stop shorting SYSX. We were doing fine before you got here. You were doing fine because you're involved in a promo, whether you understand it or not. You're not doing fine now because the promo is probably ending, as all promos do. If you want to see what SYX's future is, look at a long-term chart of ENZC, which I was also accused of short selling, which I never did. I only dip bought the panics. This is ENZC. over 2 years. I don't mind the technology, okay? They have a deal with Intel. I wish this stock would spike more. Their management is like attacking me on Twitter, being like, stop talking crap about the stock. I want better promoters. I want this stock as high as possible. I banked when ENCC was going up here. HMBL, I banked during this run up and I played it too safely. OZSC, you want another example? You don't believe me? OZSC, same pattern. AITX, same pattern. ALPP, this was higher priced, and people said, no, this is higher priced. Same pattern. This is what I do. I talk about promos not just on any one day or any 1 week, but as a whole, and how understanding which stocks are being promoted can give you a whole edge over all the newbies who are holding it and watching as their portfolios get crushed every day. Remember, I warned about Nikola, NKLA, when it was up here in the 90s. And I was like, I would be selling into strength. I underestimated this. I didn't think this thing could go that far. And there was a promoter named Alex, and he said in the 70s and 80s, and I remember, I don't even know if that's his real name. And he said, only those who sell are weak right now. Only those who sell are traders right now. Actually, that turned out to be the best time to sell. So low price pumps, high price pumps, I don't care. When I see promotion, when I see lies, when I see people and newbies really getting screwed over, I have to act. I have very little sleep right now. Okay, I've been traveling. Wait till you see what I've got going on. But my blood boils because I have 2 decades of experience, and I see this over and 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 over again. Why am I so hyper? Because I know I'm doing good work. I know I'm doing the Lord's work. Righting this wrong that promoters put out there. And listen, promoters, I'm not here to shut you down. That's going to be your own doing due to your own incompetence and drug habits. I'm here to warn newbies so that, guess what? You can trade these stocks, but trade them in a meticulous, well-informed manner. Okay? SYSX, I wish that it wasn't ending. I wish that the promoters are better. I wanted it to break out. But I recognize that promoters are involved. I recognize that they're lying to people. Part of the reason why I tell people, why do I care if promoters lie about me? Because it's a sign of the top. When the promoters start lying about me, they're looking for someone to blame. They're looking for a fall guy. So they start seeding newbies with this stuff. And I get all this hate because newbies believe the promoters. And that's why I had to do 12 minutes of talking about my projects and just how I'm real. It's a long day. It's a lot to take in. And, my job is really never done. But, these gains on SYSX, they might not be huge, but I'm trading with small positions. They're well informed, and it's the same pattern every time. Because again, if you're watching this 28 minutes in, history repeats. Leave that comment below. I bet you that I'll have less than 100 comments, sadly. But this is the reality of trading. I'm not going to just tell you, what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. So for me, I'm taking small profits. I'm green on the month. I'm green on the year. For the year, roughly 70,000. Not a huge gain by any means. It's like 1/10 of what I made last year at this time, but different years are different. And some markets are better for learning. Some markets are better for earning. This is a market for learning. If you trade with small size, that's a good thing. You can learn. And as I said in my boot camp, and as I say in challenge webinars, you're not going to make that much money if you learn properly the first year or 2 years, maybe even 3 years of trading, depending on what's going on in the markets. But you're learning what you're best at. You're learning how this market works. You're learning from actual information versus misinformation. And you use all of this education to really optimize your year 4, year 5, year 6, year 10. That's the mentality that you have to have, that this is a marathon and not a sprint. So when people say like, oh, how long will it take for me to, make back the cost of my training? I don't know, and I don't care. I know that I'm giving good information. You're welcome to ignore my information. You're welcome to ignore my tips. See how much misinformation costs you. There's so many free chat rooms that are like, I'm not going to pay for education. Free chat rooms are far more expensive in the long run due to all the misinformation. Misinformation will cost you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars over time. My educational fees are much less. So you have a choice. And this is why I teach. This is why I know that my teachings are such a good deal, that I should charge 10 to 20 times as much if I actually wanted to properly value them. But I want to teach and I want to get through to people. So leave a comment below if you understand that history repeats. Be careful on all these promos, especially as they collapse. Watch for future morning panics on SYSX. I'll probably try to dip by them all. You don't know exactly where the dip is or where the bounce will be. That's, my expertise coming in handy. Sign up for Thursday's free webinar with Mark Crook if you want to learn about shadow trades. Sign up to learn with me and Roland and special guests in Vegas in like 3 weeks. And if you want to come to Miami, I'll post a link to that later too. But so many ways to learn. And again, I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about this Memorial Day sale. This is only going to last a few days. So grab that while you can. I'll post a link below. Happy Memorial Day. Happy weekend. Study up.